What's up, guys? We finally got the first, well, this is not the first, this is the second upgrade for the Corvette. Actually, it's not even the second, this is like the third or fourth. I guess I just...
The 17th.
It's not this, like, you hear her? She's cooking for me today, so if she cooks for me. I'm sorry. You know, I'm messing up, I might have to redo this, but you know what? We do got a upgrade right there. Can you see what it says on the side there? Yes, we got it. You guys ready to unbox this thing? I gotta give a special shout out to Fabspeed because they have just been like put through the ringer with me. I've been going back and forth with them and I can't tell her what I spent on this. Here it is, cold air intake by Eventuri. I've been going back and forth. I was very, very close on pulling the trigger on Corsa, but Corsa didn't put any specs. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, come on Corsa, you were very, very high on my list, but you had no specs. So I'm like, maybe this is probably a sign to just go with Eventuri. I also have some automatic transmission fluid, not for the Corvette, but for my GMC Sierra. Most of you guys know I've done a weight loss program and a bunch of other stuff. So we got to tackle that transmission. So I got the Banks transmission pan to install. So we'll put this fluid back in there. I was gonna do the valve body, but unfortunately, Next Gen never reached out to me. So I had to put that on pause, and then next year we'll tackle the transmission stuff. But yes, let's go ahead and unbox this because I don't know what's in here. I think that my controller should be in there. This is a huge box, by the way. I thought it would be probably about half the size, but this is a pretty big cold air intake. They did a really good job packaging this cold air intake. Just saying. There's so much bubble wrap in here. And wow, we'll pretty much open all this stuff up here in a second. And this looks like some of the framing. Here's the intake. Man, this thing is light too, by the way. And you guys have pretty much seen the filters for them too. What else is in here? Oh, nice. So this is the cover right there. So this is the cover. So you can pretty much see how the intake looks when it's exposed. And got some accessories here. And I think that's it. Lastly, this just looks like a checklist for all the things and probably the directions on how to put this on. But yes, we're gonna do an install video on this. By the way, I have another part coming. I actually have two parts coming that will complement this intake, and I have two more things coming also. So yes, we're doing a bunch of upgrades to the Corvette. Needless to say, I have to do some 0 to 60 runs because the car is about to get some weight reduction. It's about to get really interesting on the channel. Now, I know some people don't like to show cutting the carpet for this install. So you guys know this is like a little clear cover that shows the intake. I'm gonna show you guys on camera how to cut this thing. And here's what I'll tell you. I know it's gonna be one of those things where people are gonna have their own opinion. Oh, why'd you do it that way? That's why no one shows this online, because everyone has a stupid opinion. You know what? I watched a guy do a video on a grease gun, and he didn't know that you can adjust it to fit on the Zergs. I'll be honest, I didn't either. And people went after this guy in the comment section. I'm like, the guy is like literally putting himself out there, learning with you guys, and you want to give him the business. So again, I'm going to show it to you guys. So if we mess up, I can just buy another carpet. But I bought this here off of Amazon. This is a cutter. It has a light on it. You guys see it there? It has a light, and it should help cut nice and straight. And you can stop it if you need to. And we'll see if that works. And I'll do it on camera. If I mess up, I mess up. And if you guys want to make fun of me, I don't care, because I just don't care. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, if I can make it easier for you, we'll do an install video with tips and tricks. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, I will probably do a video after this one with the solar throttle bodies and the controller that comes with it. It doesn't come with it, but it complements the Solar throttle bodies. And so that's the whole get installed. I also have exhaust coming and high flow cats. You'll see that in another video. And let's just go really quickly online. I want to discuss why I chose Eventuri over the Corsa exhaust, and maybe in the future Corsa will fix this. I waited a few months for Corsa to unveil some type of data for their cold air intake, but it's been months and I got tired of waiting. I love the way it looks, has a nice design, but I have no idea of the performance. And that's why I truly picked the Eventuri intake system. So I'm not gonna read all this to you, but they do discuss aftermarket filters. You guys see the design of this thing. We've all known cold air intakes look just like this, right? And they do talk about how this type and style of intake affects the flow and how there can be turbulence in this design. So they basically came up with their own design for their cold air intake. Now it goes on to say here that this patent design uses a cone filter just like all the other ones, but here it is inverted and decoupled from the inlet tube. You guys see that? See how they created this? By removing the direct connection between the filter and the inlet tube, the filter is no longer dictating the shape of the airflow. This is now being done by the carbon housing, which is designed to smoothly guide the air into the inlet tube without a sudden change in geometry. This means that we can keep laminar conditions throughout the intake, which is a lot more efficient. Laminar basically means not turbulent. Furthermore, the funnel shape housing invokes the Venturi effect, where the smooth reduction in cross-sectional area along the length of the housing causes the airflow to increase in velocity. So what they're basically doing here is they're saying that they're going to be able to sharpen throttle response with this cold air intake. So basically any lag that you get once you hit that throttle because of either heat soak, things like that, this cold air intake is supposed to fix that problem with this car. And it talks about that down here, so be sure to pause. Now here's what I want you guys to see and why I chose this cold air intake. This is truly why. Do you guys see their design for this cold air intake? They literally have versions of this cold air intake to show the testing that went into getting the maximum performance while not allowing heat to affect this cold air intake. So this is truly why when you spend the $2,700 for this cold air intake, this is why you do it, because they actually have the receipts. They show you that you have 42 wheel horsepower and 44 pound-feet of torque of gains with this thing. Now, peak performance, let's see if they show it up here. So peak performance is 19 wheel horsepower and 18 pound-feet of torque. So this is truly why this is the best cold air intake on the market today. All right, last thing we'll do is we'll go over everything that came in the box. So this is some of the literature that they gave us. Gave you some warnings about not over tightening the clamps, especially around the carbon fiber tubes. And then maintenance schedule right there. Also, this is just outlining everything that should have come in your package. So be sure just to go through it one good time. They also give you some stickers here. Now let's go ahead and check out all the hardware and the intake. This thing doesn't weigh anything, by the way. And they do a great job of making sure it gets protected. So I normally don't unwrap stuff until I'm ready to install it, because I don't want to get damaged, honestly. But figured, hey, gotta do it for the tube. Yeah, there it is. Look at that guy. That looks so good. And I do know that, so this does come off. I am going to pull this off because I think there's like a yellow sticker that you can put here versus the red. Since my car is mostly yellow, see the accents. But yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'll definitely upgrade this in the future. Here's where your mass airflow sensors are going to go. And they already provide some, looks to be torque screws. This is just the inlet with some other parts in here. I don't have to open this right now, but you guys can pretty much tell what's in there. Nothing really to see. And when I do my install video, you'll see everything pretty much undone. And then this is the hardware to mount the intake. And this is, again, they do a good job. Like, look at the type of bags they give you. Like, you can reuse some of this stuff. And just so you can see this better. Yeah, this is really nice. Thank you, Fabspeed, for getting this out to me. If you do want to purchase any of these things, check out their website. Here's the other bracket here. And this sits below, and I think that this is with the intake mounts too as well. And what is this? Oh yeah, so you also have these are just mounting plates that they give you. Yeah, so nothing to see there, but I hope you guys liked the video. As I said, hopefully in the future, Corsa will give us, you know, something to see what performance gains they give you on their intake. Because their intake system has been out for a while now, and I've been holding off just so I could actually see if there's any gains. Sometimes coder intakes can rob you of performance. It's been proven in the past. I've literally seen where someone took off their aftermarket intake, put the stock one back on, and gained performance. So one thing we do know is with all the people who've already done dyno tests with the Eventuri, they've picked up real gains from this. And as you saw on Eventuri's website, they proved that. The different mock-ups of that intake system shows that they actually put in their research and they got actual gains for it. So yes, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie, this is a Corvette tax for sure. But I can justify it based off of the gains, and we'll see that once we get it installed and start testing it. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure BFGoodrich on. Peace.